son of a bitch.
That's right, we're back. I'm getting good at that. The timing, anyway. Anyway, hey everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Universe, Ambition of the Illuminus. The final episode. Or the first half of the Ambition of the Illuminus. Now, the second half, which was exclusively accessible only online, I think it's basically just Ambition of the Illuminus Part 2. It doesn't have another name. But it is considered, I think, Episode 3. Like, the way people have referred to it that I've talked to about it, they call it Episode 3. There we go. So, I don't know. Speed that shit up. Yeah, I guess for shorthand we can call it Episode 3. Sure. But I think it's still pretty much just called Ambition of the Illuminus. I don't know. We'll find out when we get to the end of this, because this is the final chapter we're going into now. You can tell from here, looking at the little play bar down here, that little tiny segment right there is obviously just like an epilogue or something.
Welcome. Take a look around. Please come again.
Hi there.
Whether it's still called Episode 2 or 3, the thing I do know for sure is that it's, you know, it doesn't have another name like Ambition of the Illuminus the next episode, so
Come again.
it was pretty much just drip-fed story content, like MSQ patch content between expansions and FF14, for those who are familiar with that. It's kind of like that, basically. They just slowly release it over the course of months or years or something like that. Keeping people in suspense. Well, here we go. Episode 2, the final chapter. Illuminus Ambition. A rewritten version of the title of the fucking game. Ambition of the Illuminus. Like, pretty much. Very subtle. As the battle on Motub came to a close, Laya's team received word of out-of-control machines all over Garal. Head to Perum and stop them. Because we can only be in one place at a time, so... Here we go, final chapter. Laya's team assisted with the purification battle on Motub after they received word of a large number of seed form appearances. During the battle, they learned that the seed forms they were fighting were actually citizens of Motub, infected and transformed by the seed virus. Laya was upset when Alliance military soldiers planned to kill an unvaccinated child who couldn't escape in time. But the beast child transformed into a seed form right before their eyes, and they were forced to purify him anyway. The poor little guy didn't make it. He died. During this, they received some information that all over Garal, machines had begun running out of control. At that time, they were ordered to go to Perum at once.
We will choose to fight.
And that's the story recap.
For a world beyond.
ambition of the Illuminus. We get to find out what it is in this chapter, the final chapter. What the hell is their ambition? I mean, they kind of already stated it, but if there's some kind of underlying ulterior motive besides racial purity, I guess we'll find out. Probably the last time we'll see that intro. Episode 2, Chapter 10. The Ambition of Illuminus. I don't know if Episode 3 is going to keep the intro or not, so... Tony says, I think I've really had my fill of empty cities. Oh, deja vu, huh? After Dagora City. Laya says, at least this is better than people panicking with no place to run. Like back in the COVID days, streets were empty. Ish. Laya says, well, we'd better hurry up. It would have been more like this if it had been a deadlier virus, sure. Tonio says, do you think the Illuminus is behind all of the out-of-control machines? The irony is if it had been deadlier, it might not have spread as far either. A bit of a catch-22 for a virus. Laya says they probably are. I'm sure that GRM is involved in some way too. But they would have had to they would have had to have set something up in advance. To have all those machines go off simultaneously like that? Tonio says, so you think this is a planned terrorist attack? Laya says it's still just a theory. Huh? I think that was Laya. That was in the East District.
What? What the fuck?
Tonio says, let's go check it out. Run!
A test of your reflexes.
Holy shit. We're actually fighting inside the city. I kind of thought this was going to happen in Dagora City, but it didn't. I didn't think it was going to happen here, though. That's cool. Laya says the radar is useless in the city. Oh, so we're going blind. Well, at least it means my webcam's not covering anything of value. Yeah, I actually had this thought yesterday. I was like, it'd be kind of interesting if they actually allowed you to fight inside the city. They turned it into a battle zone. When we entered Dagora City and it was empty, right? But it didn't happen. Now it is happening, though. Here on Perum, though. Jesus Christ. I mean, the Alliance military uses a lot of this shit, so it's like their own weapons are being turned against them now. Well, that's what I was saying. Since it's mostly casts, it's kind of like... They obviously couldn't use the seed form, the seed virus against the casts, so they ended up doing this to them instead. Assuming that the Illuminus is trying to, like, kill off every race that isn't human. This is apocalyptic when you think about it. First Motube and then this over here on Perum. Like, what's gonna happen to New Days? Oh, the breakdancing! Another reason to use twin sabers. I'm definitely gonna lean to using twin sabers and double sabers like in PSO when I play this. Lou says, Laya, what is the situation there? Laya says, we've managed to suppress all the machines. Tony says, do you have any idea what caused the machines to go out of control? I have to adjust something real quick on my phone. Lou says, we don't know yet, but we have received one new piece of information. What's that? Laya says, that's been happening a lot today, hasn't it? There, that should do it. Lou says, we are receiving reports from all over the Goral system of groups of casts suddenly becoming uncontrollably violent. There it is. Yeah. They did something to the casts. They couldn't get them with the seed virus because they're not, you know, like bioorganic. But they found another way to fuck them up. Lou says, as with the machines, the cause is still unknown. Some kind of computer virus, obviously. Laya says, oh no. This is serious. We'd better concentrate on stopping the cast before we worry about the machines. It's another genocide, just like on MoTube. Lou says, for the time being, please return to headquarters. This is getting insane. Laya says, we can't stop by headquarters now. We're going directly to where the casts are out of control. Lou says, please wait. I have another mission for you. A large number of seed forms are attacking the Guardian's colony. Oh my god. It just doesn't end. I told you, this is apocalyptic, man. Like, I'm starting to get flashbacks because I do remember the ending of this game a lot more than anything else. So it's just like... Tonio says... What? What are seed forms doing on the Guardian's colony? The shields didn't work. Somebody must have released them inside, from the inside. Laya says, terrorists? Lou says no one is claiming responsibility yet, but the likelihood of it being a terrorist attack is nearly 100%. Laya says the Illuminus. They've spread the virus made by GRM. There's no other way. Lou says, I feel similarly, but there is no time to investigate. This is a level 5 emergency. All available Guardians are being mobilized, but most Guardians are currently busy trying to deal with the out-of-control casts. Laya says, understood. The three of us will return to the colony then. Lou says, please do. Guess we're not fighting here. Gotta go back home. Who this? Uh-oh. I hope he's not infected. Hey, I've seen you around the Holtez City Guardians branch. You're all Guardians, aren't you? Shit, that's unnerving. No response, and they're just standing like that. Tonio says, are you here to deal with the machines? Tonio, you better watch out. The cast doesn't respond. It's the one that... Well, could be generic, but it looks just like the one that Laya called a simp. Laya says, have you heard from Lou? There's something pretty serious going down at the colony. You'd better... What? You'd better leave the machines for now and come with us. No response. Ono says, hey, what's the matter? Also, we got the creepy conspiracy music going on. Need some extra shielding. Tonio says, this is no time to ignore us.
You bastard!
Laya says, wait, Tonio. I think something's up. Tonio says, what? Still no response from the cast.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That was fucking creepy. Nice jump scare. They all just turned at the same time to look at us. Tonio says, you mean they're... Still no response. They're not saying a word. I says it kind of looks like it. Boss fight.
Son of a...
Tony says, hey, get a grip! Laya says they're not in their right minds. Seed Guardian? They were called Seed Guardians. What the hell? Lou says, is everyone safe? Laya says, we were almost killed by some out-of-control guardians. Are we even going to be able to fly back home at this point? We need a pilot, don't we? Lou says, we've gotten reports that numerous casts out on missions have started losing control. You better make sure that doesn't happen to you, Lou. Laya says, this is awful. Just making sure. You're okay, aren't you, Lou? She's paranoid now. Lou says, earlier, when a Lou unit on a mission on Motub lost control, I was able to determine the origin to be a contaminant of unidentified composition. Because they're all connected, so she was able to analyze it. I have isolated myself in the control room under 3 separate locks. Holy shit. Making sure she doesn't hurt anyone. Laya says, unidentified composition? But you can't say for sure that you're 100% safe. Even with 3 locks. Damn it, dude. Try not to sneeze. Lou says that is correct. The dispersion method is still unknown. So she's quarantining herself. But also, in case she goes crazy and tries to kill anybody. She says we can only ascertain that it's a substance that can dissolve into behavior control program chips. When that occurs, casts as well as machines are no longer able to control their actions. Tonio says, what happened to the out-of-control Lou unit? Lou says it is currently still out of control. Back on Motub. I've received reports of 43 casualties. He's on a killing spree. Laya says, 1 Lou unit killed 43 guardians?
What? Surprise, motherfucker. What the fuck?
I mean, Lou is pretty formidable. We've seen what she can do, especially with, like, her satellite weapons. Lou says the Alliance military troops stationed there are out of control as well.
Fuck!
The situation is mass chaos. Yeah, it's apocalyptic, like I was just saying. It's the end of the fucking world, dude. Tonio says, look, if that's the case, then I'm going to Motub. Lou says we would like to station as many people as possible on the colony. Tonio says, I don't care. No matter what you say, I'm going to Motub. Laya, are you in? Laya says, I'm worried about Motub too, but... Can I leave it to you? Tony says, alright. And I'm leaving the colony to you. Good luck, Tonio. Don't die out there, man. Stay safe. Laya says, Lou, quadruple lock yourself in and wait for me. Quadruple lock. Lou says, understood. I will set up emergency backup systems to prepare for the worst. But there is only a 0.4% chance that I will be able to keep things under control by myself. Laya says, I'll be there soon. Hold out till then. Lou says, please hurry. I will do my best. Laya says, alright then. We've got to hurry to the colony or else. Go! Well, shit. Now we're gonna fight here, too. Laya says, him? He was at that research facility. Apparently, he also escaped the explosion. Somehow. We had a fast ship and barely made it out. How the hell did this thing escape? Laya says, no time to fight. Ignore it and hurry to HQ. Still can't damage him. What's with the little black fires? Smoke. Up the ramp. I like how she said no time to fight, but she's fighting it. Damn NPC AI. Lou says, or sorry, Laya says, hurry up! Lock the door! That was close. Oh. Laya says, whoa, they're really persistent. Oh, they're trying to break down the door. This is a zombie apocalypse now. And we're trapped in a shopping mall in outer space. It's Dead Rising in outer space. Laya stays quiet. They're not giving up. Laya says it looks like he's headed down. He's walking away. Told you, man, that guy's like Nemesis from Resi 3. Laya says everyone's gone, aren't they? I guess that would make sense at a time like this. Hey! Someone's coming. Leo! What are you doing here? Leo says, I heard from Tonio that you guys were coming back to headquarters. Tonio told her that? Laya says, thanks for coming. I was actually feeling a little uneasy. Leo says, believe me, the feeling is mutual. Huh? Laya says, the door? Uh-oh. Oh, it's Nave. Headmaster! Oh, shit. You better not be infected, man. Not you, too. Great, you're safe. Hope this isn't like a Brad and Marvin moment in Resident Evil 3 remake. Not you, too, man. Laya says, Headmaster. Oh, man, he's fucked. Nave says... Leo says, Headmaster? Laya says, he can't be.
Surprise, motherfucker.
He's coming at us.
He's pulling his car out.
Laya says, Headmaster? Even you? Leo says, please tell me I'm wrong. This is fucked up. It's 1 versus 3. Blue came Nave, man. This ain't right. He ain't just here to grab Laya's ass again. He's gonna go to town on all 3 of us. Laya says he's tough. No shit. And he's been around for 200 plus years. He knows a thing or two. His voice. He really does sound like Master Roshi. Fuck. I didn't even get a hit in on this guy. Laya says, even with the 3 of us. Leo says, Headmaster, wake up! Fucking run! Laya says, he's so strong. What should we do? Leo says it would be reckless to try and fight the Headmaster. I mean, we just did, and it didn't go well. Laya says, should we just run? Leo says, if only there was some place we could run to. He's coming. He's pulling. Laya says, let's get it together. We can't just sit here and get ourselves killed. Leo says, yeah, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. We have to fight. Oh, shit.
He's pulling his cock out.
He just stopped. Laya's confused. Leo says, could it be? His instant crash syndrome? Oh, that's right, he's still susceptible to that. Laya says, whoa, just in time. Leo says he's finally stopped. Don't do anything. If he starts up again, it's going to be a real pain. Laya says, yeah. Laya here. I'm at headquarters. We ran into Headmaster Knave. Leo is here too. Lou says, is the headmaster alright? No, and Laya should probably get away from him. Laya says, well, he's asleep for now. He should leave us alone for a while. Lou says, then please head to the first floor. There you can enter the emergency evacuation shelter. Please rendezvous with the other guardians and evacuees. Laya says, first floor. Got it. This is bad. The huge seed form from before is probably down there right now. Leo says, then we've got to leave the headmaster here and hurry down there. Laya says, Leo! Leo says, what? Laya says, that seed form was really tough. Please be careful. Leo says, you too. Makes sense. She's worried about him because, you know, she's, got a crush on him. Laya says, where are they all coming from? Leo says, how long can we go on like this? So far, every planet except New Days is under attack. So far. And even the Guardians colony, it's insane. It's the end of the goddamn world. Okay. No more creepy conspiracy music for now. So my head got itchy too, so... The breakdancing. That's a fucking cool ass attack. I think it's time to catch my breath and drink some water, you know? Normally I would speed it up, but since we're in the last chapter and there's a lot of shit going on, I'll just leave it. For now, if it drags on too long, I'll speed it up anyway, but... That was a nice hard edit there. guessing they had to go down and then back up to the 3rd floor. You have to like zigzag your way down because of where they placed all the barriers like that. Can't go down this way either. Maybe around back. Over there? No, that way's barricaded too. Oh shit! Fucking seed vents.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Okay, down to the 2nd floor. Those palm trees are down. Alright, we made it. That's too slow. Alright, what happened? I see Hugo down. Laya says, Maya! Maya says, Laya! Everyone's safe! Their names are too similar. Laya says, hey, is that you, Hugo? What happened? Hugo says, he's fucked up. Maya says, I did what I could, but he's really weak. It looks like he led the evacuees to the shelter and stayed behind. This is Leo? I think Leo's talking. He says he must have run into that seed form you guys fought on the 4th floor. Maya says it'd be crazy to fight that thing alone, Hugo. Like you damn fool. Hugo says nothing. He's fucked up. Leo says, how are the evacuations going? Maya says everything happened so suddenly, I'm not sure of that myself. President Dalgan was also overseeing evacuations. Maya says, President Dalgan? Maya says, yeah, but in the chaos, he went missing too. Maya says, what? What? Leo says, are you sure? Maya says, yes. In any case, everyone had better hurry up and get to the shelter. Maya says, the shelter is already safe, isn't it? Then we should stay here. Can you take care of Hugo? Leo says, what do you plan to do? Maya says, after seeing everyone to the shelter, I'm going to the residential blocks to check out the situation. I'm sure there are people who couldn't evacuate in time. And I've got to look for the president. He's worried about her dad now suddenly. Leo says that's important too. But first, we should all go to the shelter and get orders from Lou. We all should go. Put it backwards. Maya says, yeah, Laya. Every incident today has been a result of the seed virus. We've got to tread carefully and not be so reckless. Laya says, hey, hold on a minute. Are you saying the out-of-control casts are due to the seed too? Not really, it's becoming like Gears of War 5. Maya says a toxin synthesized from the seed virus is affecting the cast's behavior control program chips. It's like it can manipulate the cast at will. Shit, they're not immune to it. Maya says, very interesting. Maya says, the truth is, I've been studying the seed virus lately. And one day I just thought, what if? I considered the possibility that the seed virus could be strengthened to affect casts as well. Just in case, I've done a little bit of work to developing a cast vaccine. Gratuitous camera angle, considering what Maya's wearing. He says the vaccine I made before also has an effect on the cast. but it needs to be administered regularly. And even then, I don't know if they'll recover. We still don't know anything about a fundamental way to manage the virus. She pauses. Leo says, but where could a toxin like that come from? Maya says it looks like the outbreak spread from a GRM machine manufacturing plant. Laya says, and the Illuminus controlled everything from behind the scenes. What's up now? What's that? I think that was Leo. Dude, the floor. It's all cracked up now. Maya says, yikes! What's this? Leo says, this is... Is this seed contamination? The water fountain just turned red. With blood. Oh no, it just stopped and it's knocked over. The announcement says, the battleship has emergency control. It's cutting out pretty bad. Guardian 2 seed incoming colonies. It is urgent. They went dead. I think the whole colony's been infected now. Considering casts and machines can be infected, that means maybe the AI intercom and stuff for the ship, whatever's running on, you know, like all the machinery. Leo says, did they just say the seed were incoming? Laya says, that's just great. A seed fall? I thought there were no more hives left in the system. Maya says, this level of contamination. There must have been a large-scale seed fall. Leo says, if the terrorists had access to the colony's A photon reactor, couldn't they use it to draw the seed here? Laya says, is this the Illuminus is doing too? They aren't just using seed forms, but the actual seed! Fuck! Leo says, I wonder what they were saying about battleships. I don't want to have to deal with an entire Illuminus invasion fleet. We're back to the same levels of potential apocalypse and destruction as the end of episode 1. Maya says, huh? Ah! Maya says, something's coming. Come on, take Yuga and get to the shelter. Whether it's a seed form or an out-of-control cast, you and I will stay here and hold them back. Well, hurry! Leo says, all right. Laya says, here it comes. Boss fight. Oh, shit. No, it's Kurtz and his men. Not you too, man. Laya says, Kurtz? Are you here to help? Obviously not. That's it. The static from Kurtz. Laya says, AMF heavy infantry. Ethan says, Laya, I'll help. Ethan! Laya says, Ethan?
Son of a bitch.
He's here! It's our boy! Damn, we just fucking destroyed all those guys. Trial complete. Stopped Kurtz's rampage. I didn't even read the trial start part.
Oh, that was amazing. You could teach me a thing or two.
Son of a bitch.
That was basically what Ethan said. You son of a bitch. Laya says even Kurtz was affected. But what are you doing here? Ethan says, didn't you hear the alert? Laya says, we couldn't hear it on the first floor. Ethan says, Kurtz's ship charged the colony, and then the seed invaded. Oh, he was carrying them on this. He carried them here. Laya says, so the seed were drawn by the A photon reactor on Kurtz's ship? This is insanity. Ethan says he's not dead, but I don't think Kurtz can tell us anything now. Let's give him something to keep him like this. Laya says, I guess there's nothing else we can do. Lou says, Laya, we've got an emergency rescue. Even Ethan's tapped in. Lou says, an attack by Headmaster Knave. Oh, fuck, he's awake again. Laya says, where? Lou says, in the Clias City Underground, the control room. The president is fighting back, but the lock broke and it looks bad. Oh, shit. Laya says, roger that. We're on our way. Oh, yeah, Lou. Kurtz is here. Can you send someone out here? Lou says, sorry, but I can't spare anyone. Laya says, but we can't just let him run loose. Lou says, understood, after a small pause. I'll arrange something. Laya says, I'm counting on you. It's good to know where the president is. But if the headmaster's awake, that means he's gonna go on a killing spree. Well, let's go. Ethan says, Laya, I'm going too. Laya says, all right. We ran 2 feet before getting another call. Ethan says, what is it now? Lumia? Says, Ethan. Ethan says, Lumia? What's the matter? Hey, Lumia! Shit. Lumia. Laya says, is that your sister? Ethan says, yeah. Laya says, you should go to her. Ethan says, what are you saying? Laya says, she's all you've got left, isn't she? Ethan says nothing. Laya says, President Dalgun is my father. Ethan says, huh?
What?
He didn't know.
What the fuck?
Laya says, he's all I have left. Ethan says nothing. Laya says, so even without you, I'll still protect him no matter what. Ethan says, Laya. I'll join up with you later. Go for it, Ethan. Save your sister. Laya says, we're late. Let's use the underground passage. Guess we're going this way then. Hey, the intermission. The last player hub. There's 2 save points, it looks like. It's gonna end where it began. We're on the Underground Railroad, I almost called it. Kinda. The metro line, you know? The subway.
How may I assist you?
The very first mission of episode 1 and the training mission for this game too. Shit, man, this shit got heavy. This game went 0 to 100 real fucking fast in the last 2 or 3 chapters.
Thank you.
Ever since the last time we saw Magashi and the whole place blew up on MoTube, right after that is when things really went to shit. And they completed the 8 photon bombs. Oh shit. Alright, we're done. Part 2 of Ambition of the Illuminus. The colony is on the verge of destruction as the Illuminus attack with an AMF fleet and the Seed. Can the president save the day? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Shit, I didn't think we were just gonna run right into them like that. All right. So Nave attacked him, and Dalgan says, Laya says, "Headmaster, stop! Please stop!" Oh shit!
He's pulling it.
He did? He actually stopped. He was about to finish off Dalgan, and he just froze up again. Laya says, was it the ICS again? Headmaster, you really are the greatest. Even though it's literally just aging. But, you know. Maybe he's trying to fight back against the infection that's controlling him, you know? Laya says, "You're safe now." Dalgan says, "That was close. Only Headmaster Nave could do something like that. Thanks for coming." Laya says, "Come on, let's go. You can't walk to the shelter alone, can you?" Dalgan pauses and says, "There's a more important mission I need you for." "I want you to take Lou to the central control room. Then, separate the residential block from the rest of the colony." Laya says, "Separate the..."
What?
Dalgan looks at us and says, "You too. Please help." Oh shit, there's Lou. Lou says, "President Dalgan, I finished constructing the backup systems. I've transferred them to all bases." Dalgan says, "I see. Soon we'll be losing control here." Laya, please protect Lou so that one day the system can be brought back online. The Guardian system? Like, their entire operating system for this whole ship? Is that what he's saying? The whole colony, I mean. Lou says, "Shall we go then, Laya? Lacri?" Laya says, "Wait. I don't get what you're trying to do. Why would we want to separate the residential block?" Dalgan says, "Lou, please explain." Lou says, "Understood. This terrorist attack has damaged the colony's central A-photon reactor. It's gonna die, basically, the colony. I don't know how. Is it gonna blow up? Like, that's the most likely one, yeah. It's gonna blow up or something. Presently, the colony has strayed from its orbit. Oh god, that's even worse. And has begun plummeting towards Parum. Yeah, that's way worse. We're having a colony Eurasia incident from Mega Man X5 moment right now. Lou says, "At this rate, in several hours, it will crash to Parum's surface." Nailed it. I knew Laya was gonna do that. Lou says, "According to simulations of how best to minimize damage, separating the residential block in time should allow us to escape Parum's gravitational pull. Our apartment will be saved. We won't lose our little room." Laya says, "Then leave it to me. Lou, you take the president to the shelter." Lou says, "It will be impossible for you to do it alone. The colony's control lines have been severed. So I need to access the control unit directly from the central control room and activate the residential block separation manually. Dalgan says, Laia, this Lu is the host Lu. She is the only one who has access to the control system for the whole colony. Lu says, nice to meet you. This is the first time I've ever left the command room. Holy shit. She's only lived vicariously through her other copies. Dalgan says all the other Lu units throughout Goral are down. She's the last one. She is the only Lu left in this world. Laia says, holy shit, dude. She's about to go extinct? Dalgan says if she is affected by the seed along the way, there will be 1 million colony lives we'll be unable to save. Lu says, as I said before, there is only a 0.4% chance that I'll be able to do it alone. Dalgan says, Laia, do you understand the gravity of this mission? Like, millions will die, both Perum and here on the colony. Everyone in the colony will die. Everyone anywhere near where the colony impacts on Perum will die. If we fail to do this, basically. If we fail here, so many people are gonna fucking die. And they'll lose the control system for the Guardians colony too, which is installed inside of Lu. Dude, there is so much at stake right now, holy shit. So Laia responds with silence. Dalgan says, Laia? Laia says, I don't understand. Aren't you... I mean, you're my father. I can't leave the only person I have left in a state like this. Dalgan says, you just called me your father. Laia stays quiet. Hadn't said that in a long time. Dalgan says, Laia, thank you. But if that's how you truly feel, then please act like the president's daughter and don't let me down. You don't have to worry about me. Leo and Tonio are on their way. Laia says, really? I didn't hear about that. You better not be bullshitting her. The communication system has been working erratically due to the backup system's construction. That's probably why you didn't hear about it. I smell bullshit right now.
Do bullshit.
Like, he's just saying this to get her to leave. Laia says, alright, fine. I'll go. Dalgan says, that's my daughter. I'm so proud of you. That sounds like he's saying goodbye, man. There's too many death flags on this guy right now. Laia stays quiet. Dalgan says, go quickly, Laia. I'll be waiting here for you to contact me. Laia says, okay, father. I'll be back. Dalgan says, I'm counting on you. Laia says, well, don't just stand there. She's back to her normal self. I think that's what Dalgan wanted. He just lied to her to reassure her so that she could do what needs to be done, basically. That was some psychological manipulation. You can't have her frozen up in fear or worried sick about him. Because she's the only one who can get this done. And millions will die if she doesn't, so... You better not die on us, Dalgan. Don't fucking die. speed it up a little. Pretty basic enemies so far. Level 30!
Son of a bitch.
Excuse me. Breakdancing.
He's pulling it.
We need a boombox. Okay, we made it. I think. The central control room is up ahead. That was Lou talking. Oh no. Laia says, oh, look who it is. Magashi says, are you still running around trying to survive? Trying to save those foolish guardians? Laia says, Magashi!
You bastard!
Just smirk. Who's the foolish one here? You're the one, the cast, who's working for a human fundamentalist organization.
You son of a bitch!
That is ironic, yeah. If you keep this up, humans will go extinct along with everyone else. Magashi says, and what would be so wrong about that? Wipe out all the races and the Goral civilization will be extinguished. Holy shit!
What?
Nailed it. That is exactly what Laia just said. She says, what? What are you guys thinking? Magashi says it's true. The Illuminus is a group that favors human supremacy. But for Hauser, human fundamentalism is only a slogan. Conceived in order to dupe the weak-minded.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Now that's a plot twist. He was like, we're actually intending to kill everyone. We don't give a shit even about humans. Laia says, Hauser? Who's that? Finally revealing the big bad. Lou says, Hauser is the head of the Illuminus. Yeah, there it is. Magashi says, I am a Hauser's other self, who spearheaded the former Endrum Collective to keep the movements of the Alliance military in check. Searching for relic sites and A-photon technology as well. That was all a prelude to this? Yep. He says it was all a plan to exterminate these foolish people trying to get rid of the seed and destroy civilization in this system. Now we've made another big step towards our goal.
Son of a...
Laia says, but why? What's the point? Uh-oh. He's changing. Magashi says, ha 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 ha. If you can survive and make it off this colony, then why don't you ask Hauser yourself? Oh, there it is.
He's pulling his cock out!
There he is. Seed Magashi. Again, just we fought this in episode 1 as well. It's another reused boss. And I guess we should have known cats weren't going to be immune to the seed virus if he was able to turn into this thing in episode 1. But he was still in control of himself, so it still wasn't quite the same way. But so he just told us he's basically like a cyborg, or well, a cast, like a robot copy of Hauser, who's just been revealed as the true main villain behind literally everything, including episode 1. Get destroyed.
You suck!
Fuck you, Magashi. Lai says, we lost a lot of time. Lou, how much time do we have left? Lou says, only minutes. Let's hurry, both of you. Oh my god, another one? Magashi says, oh yes. There is something important I forgot to tell you. Are you gonna ask about Rachel again? Laya says, what's that? Magashi says, I am no ordinary cast. Obviously. Oh god, there's another one.
He's pulling his cock out!
That one has wings. This Magashi says, I'm one of Hauser's many clones. Now there's 3 of them. 2 of them with wings. Laya says, so that's it. Oh god, they're all changing. Laya says, then I'll have to kill you all!
You bastard! You son of a bitch!
Laya says, we only have 5 minutes left. I'll start. Lou says, don't waste time fighting. Hurry to the control room. Take Lou to the control room in 5 minutes. While running away from these bastards. Laya says, okay.
A test of your reflexes!
Fucking run! Oh great, now we have blue flames. And what the hell are these guys? Some more generic casts trying to attack us.
Fuck! You son of a...
Seed Guardians. Trying to break the debris. Or seeing if they can, I guess. That is not a generous time limit. Considering we don't even know how far we gotta go. Don't die, ladies. Lou says the central control room is behind this door. Okay, now we know. 3.5 minutes. What are they using? Katanas? The Seed Guardians, I mean. Run! Trial cleared. Arrived at the central control room.
Son of a bitch.
What do we got?
Hey, not bad. Not bad at all.
Black Reason Man?
Son of a bitch.
Rank S. Lou did not get incapacitated and we got here fast. Oh. Whew. Whew. Well, I'm assuming we're probably gonna fight the final boss now, unless that was it. That Magashi form. Learning new attacks at the last second. G Colony Central Control Room. Okay, so they put Lou in this little capsule. Lou says, Laia, the control systems have booted. The residential blocks will be separated shortly. Laia says, will it be in time? Lou says, yes. We made it. Ooh. Laia says, great. We saved everyone. Well, as many people as we could. Not everyone, but you know, most people. Laia says, I'll tell the president at once. No signal. Laia says, what's with all this static? Is the comm unit busted? Leo says, Leo here. Laia says, great, it connected. Can you let me talk to the president? Leo says, President? The president isn't here. Laia says, aren't you with him? Leo says, I've been covering the shelter. I haven't seen the president. Laia says, huh? Leo says, hey, what's wrong, Laia? The music. Laia says, could he... Oh no. And there goes the residential block. The centerpiece. Laia says, Father, please, answer me. Please, respond. Where the hell is he? Laia says nothing. There he is. Falcon says, Laia, it's me. Laia says, Father! Okay, I was gonna start talking, but I choked up. Falcon says, Laia, you did great. I never forgot this. Laia says, why? Why did you lie to me? Falcon says, the only way to unlock the control unit was from here. If someone didn't stay and unlock it just when you got there, the enemy would have destroyed it. So he literally had to sacrifice himself. There was no other way. Laia says, but why? Why you? Falcon says it was too late for me. This is my final task as president. Laia says, but I'll never see you again. This is why I said you should have talked to him when you had the chance. Falcon says, and that's how it must be. The lives of the people left on the colony. That's what is most important. Jesus. To the very end, man, he never gave up being a guardian. Laia says, I couldn't do anything worthy of the daughter of the president. I'm sorry. I'm a bad daughter. Dalgan says, no, I was the bad one. I was never much of a father. Laya says, I really wanted to be a better daughter. I wish I could have learned more from you. Dalgan says, I wish I could have taught you so much more. Laya says, Father. Dalgan says, Laya, you lead the Guardians. Ethan, an ally, peace in Garal. Laya says, Father! It cut out. Laya says, Father! That's it. This one's for him, man. That is why I said that earlier. I was like, she's gonna regret not talking to him when she had the chance, and you know, back when we saw that they had drama between them several chapters ago. It looked to be a tragic end to the Guardians colony after Illuminus terrorist activity resulted in a seed invasion. However, thanks to the rescue efforts of Laya and the sacrifice of the president, the residential block alone was able to escape disaster. Magashi, who keeps returning after being defeated time and time again, reveals himself to be a clone of Hauser, a human fundamentalist. He promises that the Illuminus will continue their destructive activities. The Graal system may once again be plunged into a destructive war between the races by the treachery of the Illuminus. After the death of President Dalgan, the Guardians face their most daunting challenges yet. And Dalgan... there it is. Phantasy Star Universe, Ambition of the Illuminus. Yeah. It ends like that, on a total cliffhanger. 15 years ago, I saw this ending, and was heartbroken to know I would never get to see the rest. Because the servers had already been shut down by the time I played this. So there was no way.
Standing still, I look to the sky. I want to see your tomorrow. Let my soul
Rest in peace, President Dalgan. A hero to the very end. He never forgot his calling as Guardian. He gave his life.
Life is given from the heavens.
I'm trying to remember the situation where when I mentioned that that Laya should have, you know, spoken to her father while she had the chance because she might regret it later. You know, keeping him at distance because she was like upset with him and all that. When that happened, I mentioned a different situation where something similar had happened with other two characters. I can't remember what it was though, the example anymore. But now I'll use this one as a reminder for why it's not good to, and I gotta take this advice myself sometimes, but it's not good to hold grudges. You gotta let that shit go sometimes. Specifically when it's with somebody that you actually love and care about. It's not worth staying upset and then not talking to them. Because you really never know, man.
Keep them in your heart.
Never know when it could be the last time you'll ever see them or talk to them again. You never know. Moment of peace for Dolgan. A moment of silence, I should have said, but you know, same thing.
With some tears, I do love you with no fear. I am so warm from the days spent with you. In this busy world, we may lose our smiling faces. No hope but fear. That's what I had at that time. It is you.
Still getting to me. The music helps, you know. It adds a lot of emotional impact.
Our future. I am with you forever, even if you're lost in the world. I look back
Sometimes people will wonder like why certain people like myself can get so emotional when
what I say is I will
consuming like fictional media like this and stuff. Honestly, it's just the fact it's just empathy, which I think stems from being able to put yourself in the shoes of the character, you know?
my strength.
Like in that moment when I was choking up during that conversation between Laia and Dalgan, I mean, I just had to think about what if it was me, like in her shoes, witnessing the death of one of my parents, or somebody that I really love and care about, and that's it. It's empathy. So, you know, that's all it takes. I paused it at the last minute. Ethan Weber has given you their partner card. So that's your reward for completing Ambition of the Illuminus. You get Ethan Weber's partner card. And that's it. It's over. But yeah, I mean, that was it. I just imagine myself in that person's shoes, like the pain they must be going through. It's easy to comprehend when you just imagine one of your own loved ones dying in front of you or something like that. And that's just, yeah, that was heartbreaking. Especially that regret. That regret she had of not talking to him more when she had the chance, you know? It's moments like these that make you sometimes want to reevaluate certain things in your life, and you're just like, that one person I was beefing with, I gotta call them. I gotta make things right before it's too late, you know? In this particular situation, it kind of brings that up. There's a lot of different situations that bring up like some strong emotions, and they all kind of, you know, everything's different, but for this particular situation, that was kind of the message there. Is you never know. Don't take things for granted. Don't take people for granted. Or anything. So, that's it for this, for Phantasy Star Universe Ambition of the Illuminus, the first half. They introduced the villain at the very end, which is apparently a... Well, Magashi's apparently a clone, a robotic cast clone of the villain, whose name we now know is Hauser. And then, yeah, the Guardians colony was destroyed, except for the residential block, because we managed to evacuate it in time. So the shopping mall portion, along with all of our, you know, our rooms, our Guardians rooms and all that, are fine. But, I just hit play so it would just, yeah, finish the video technically. Are fine, so I'm guessing, you know, that's still the player hub, even in the second half of the game, of course. But yeah, the whole Goral system is a fucking mess. And that's it. We don't know what happened to Lumia. Did Ethan save her in time? A lot of stuff was left up in the air, and when I finished this, when I finished this 15 years ago, I was like, damn, I have no way of knowing what's gonna, like, what the hell happened after this. But part of me wasn't, I was always like, well, maybe someday I'll be able to, like, look it up on YouTube, you know? And thankfully, yeah, someone had the foresight to actually record the entire second half of this before the official servers were shut down. Nobody had the foresight, or maybe not the technical ability, to actually download the missions to be able to put them on a private server, sadly. So the only private server that's available doesn't have those missions either. So the only way to experience the second half of this story, because this first half we played, or we watched, can still be played offline in single player mode if you buy the game, Ambition of the Illuminus, but the only way to experience the second half now is literally through YouTube, nowhere else. So I have a playlist set up for that. Yeah, I have a playlist set up for that already. Two. I'm gonna test them. I don't want to spoil too much for myself, that's the thing, so it's hard to really test them, because then I'll start spoiling part of the story for myself. One of them seems to be a little bit more high quality than the other, but overall, it looks like out of the two that I saw, when I compared just a few seconds of what was happening, I think I know which one I'm going to use. I forgot the YouTuber's name, but this is where we get off the Lackery train. So that's what I want to do. I wanted to give a shout out to Lackery, again, for this playthrough that we watched. There's the YouTube channel, same as the character name, Lackery. 36,000 subscribers. I don't know how long they've been around, but, you know, that's nothing to turn your nose up at. Good chunk of peeps. So big shout out to them. Check them out if you want to see more non-commentary playthroughs. They have a bunch of different games that they've played through. I checked them out. I checked out most of their... Not most. I checked out more of their channel off stream. So yeah. Big shout out to Lackery. Thank you for the non-commentary playthrough. We were able to experience the story of Phantasy Star Universe episode 1 and 2. And I guess episode 3, the second half of Ambition of the Illuminus. I'm guessing it's called episode 3, or I don't know if it's still considered episode 2. I'm guessing it's episode 3 though. We'll be watching that next with, like I said, on a different playlist by another YouTuber. Can't remember their name right now. But that'll be next time. So for now, thank y'all very much for watching. I appreciate the support across Twitch and YouTube, wherever you decide to watch. Things got really heavy there at the end, but, you know, made for a good story, honestly, and a good cliffhanger more than anything. I can't really compare it to episode... I think if I try to compare it to episode 1, I would say they're about the same in quality. Although episode 2 just has a slight downgrade because there's like no voice acting except for the intro scenes. So like the first few introductory cutscenes, that's it. The rest, it's all just, you know, you have to read it yourself, and yeah, it's obviously slightly lower budget, but that's fine. It wasn't a big that's not a big like downgrade or whatever. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. Like I said, yeah, I like them both so far. I'm really curious to see what happens in the second half of this, of Ambition of the Illuminus, so we can I think Hauser might be the guy they show in the intro with the scar across his nose, because Magashi has a line across his nose, the bridge of his nose as well. So it's like maybe, you know, and the gray skin tone. It looks like he has gray skin and white hair, just like Magashi. So it's got to be that guy. That's got to be Hauser. It's interesting that we saw him in we see him in the intro, but he never showed up once during this first half. They always planned to keep him a secret until the very end, and then just name drop him, but still not show you what he looks like. And then I guess we won't actually see him until the second half, which we're starting next stream. And today's Friday, so next stream won't be until Monday, but because I take the weekends off. But now we can start Monday fresh with that. So unless it's, I don't think it's 1.5 times EXP week on Phantasy Star Online again already next week. I'll check just to make sure. Which if it is, we'll do that instead. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure it's not yet though. It's probably the week after. But yeah, if it's not, yeah, we're continuing this story right away on Monday. Anyway, yeah, like I said, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate the support. Let me go ahead and get ready to raid somebody. Stop that. Well, I have to refresh this little page over here. But while I'm doing that, like I said, thank you all very much for watching. Appreciate the support. Please make sure to stay safe in these trying times. Look after each other. Don't die. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I will see you all next time. And do please remember, look after your loved ones. And don't leave words unspoken, because you never know. You don't want to end up in that situation like Laia with her father. No regrets. Make sure to, you know, look after your family, but also make sure you get things off your chest and you settle things. Especially with the people you really love and care about. You don't want to have that regret. Because you really never know. So, no one knows what tomorrow holds, and life comes at you fast, so you don't want to have that regret. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate on that, basically. If you have something you need to, like, settle with somebody to get back on good terms with them, and you want to be back on good terms with them, do it now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't leave words unspoken. Alright. Till next time, everyone. Take it easy.